9 things men really want in the bedroom. In this video, I'm going to be talking about what are the things that men are really looking for in the bedroom. Often there are stereotypes that men only want this and they're only concerned about that, and this is all that they really want. And those stereotypes aren't necessarily true. So this video is for the ladies, and what I'm going to be talking about are what are the things that men really want. And when I say men, I'm talking about the kind of quality men that you would want to be in a relationship with. So I have to sort of preface that because, I can see the comments coming in now. People go, well, that's not what this guy wanted. And all the men in my life don't want that. They want blah, blah. Those are probably the wrong men. So when you find the right man, these are the types of things that he's going to be looking for. Now, I need to also say that some of these things, when you hear them, you're going to be like, well, what about us? Don't we want that too? Yeah, absolutely. That is true for some of them, without a doubt. So I'm just giving you the male perspective from an integrated masculine point of view, which is, how I like to share things about the masculine, because I want everybody, I want every woman who wants to be with a masculine man to be with an integrated masculine man, one who is evolved and has done enough work. So I'm going to be speaking from that perspective. These are the things that an integrative masculine man would want, and I understand that you may want some of these things too, and that's great. But before we dive right in, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. My content here is really suppressed. Even my viewers notice it. When they watch some of my videos, they're like, man, your videos are so good, and you've got so much amazing information on this channel, and yet you're not more popular. Well, that's because YouTube is suppressing a lot of my videos, and it's really, really helpful when you go and you like something, you share it, you subscribe to the channel. All of those things really help the algorithms. It helps them know that you're interested in it, so it'll show it to more people, and we can help more people. I'm Kevin Anthony, and I am a certified sexologist and host of the Love Lab podcast. And for over a decade, I have been helping men, women, and couples identify the patterns and behaviors that are sabotaging their relationships and sex lives. I have the unique ability to see the patterns that they can't see. So when you need help to have the relationship and sex life that you know is possible, that you just haven't been able to figure out yet, I can help you have the relationship of your dreams and the best sex of your life. All right, here we go. Number 1. Men really want their women to be into sex, like wanting to do it, happy to be there. What they don't want is like, she's just doing it because she knows he wants it. She's not really into it. She's bored. She's waiting for it to get over. They want you to be into it. It is a huge turn on for us when you want sex, when you want to be sexual, when you want to be sexual with us. So if you're struggling to, really be into it, you have to ask yourself why. What's going on in your relationship? What's going on in your sex life that is making it such that you're not really into it? If you can correct that, 1, you can get more into it, which is great for you, and 2, it's going to be great for him as well. Number 2, they want her to enjoy sex. They want her to feel pleasure. So it's one thing to be into it, right? Like, yeah, I want to be doing this. I'm excited to do this. But there's women that get excited about sex, but then during sex, they're like, this really isn't doing anything for me. So the second thing is we as men really want you to be enjoying it. We want you to feel pleasure. And this is where one of the stereotypes comes in. Because the stereotype is, men don't really care about women's pleasure. They just want to get off and be done with it. Again, we are talking about integrated masculine men. And integrated masculine men want their women to feel pleasure. They want her to roll her eyes back in her head, scream in orgasmic bliss. They want that. That is actually a form of pleasure for them as well. So They really do want that. And I really hope that the ladies can hear this when they watch this video. Men really do want you to have pleasure, at least the good ones anyway. Number 3, and this should be no surprise, unlike number 2, which maybe was a surprise to you. Number 3 is they want sex frequently. For men, we definitely want sex frequently. And I don't think that really comes as a surprise to any woman, but, we need to put it on the list because it is one of the things that men are looking for. Number 4, here's another thing that men want that may or may not be a surprise. They want variety. So for most healthy, integrated, masculine, mature, conscious men, they don't just want to go through the motions. They don't just want to do the, okay, you suck me here a little, I lick you there a little, we go 5-7 minutes and it's over. Like, most men want variety, and variety for us looks like different positions, different places. We want to have sex with you in the shower, on the living room floor, in the bedroom, doggy style, you on top, us on top. We want that kind of variety. We want it to be fun. We want it to be exciting. And you'll often see men, hey, baby, why don't we do this? And she's like, I don't want to do that. I mean, the reality is the reason why you probably don't want to do that is because he's not meeting the other criteria, right? So he's not giving you the kind of sex you really want. So therefore, you're not that into it. You're not feeling the pleasure out of it. So you're like, why should I go through all this extra trouble when it's really not that good anyway? However, if he is doing a good job, then variety should be something you should be open to. Like, it's okay, experiment, have some fun with it. It's, as I say often, relax, it's just sex, right? Like, it's okay to, get bent over the kitchen table every once in a while, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. He'll find it hot, you should find it hot. Just be open to that. Number 5, men want connection. They want to feel like you are there with them. You're not just an inanimate object that they're putting their penis in. These days, there are plenty of inanimate objects that men can put their penises in that do some pretty amazing things. I've reviewed some of them on this channel. And, okay, that's all fine and good. But when they are with you, they want to feel connection. And I want you to keep in mind also that as men, we are very visual. We like to see things. We like to have our eyes open during sex. We like when you have your eyes open during sex. We like to have the lights on, right? So, if you're feeling shame and, the lights have to be off and it has to be under the covers and you don't want him to see you naked, that's difficult for us as men. We are visual creatures. We like to see. The visual stimulation of looking at your beautiful naked body is a huge turn on for us. And to know that you're right there with us, conscious and participating is also huge. So again, integrated masculine men, that's the kind of interaction they're looking for with their woman. Number 6, men want cock worship. Yes, I said it. We love to have our cocks worshipped. Now, this is one of those ones where the ladies listening to it are like, well, what about, pussy worship? Why isn't he worshiping? He should be. Absolutely, he should be, without a doubt. And he should love doing it too. But he also would love you to do some cock worship on him. Now, what does that mean, cock worship, right? We're using a pretty loaded term when we say worship. We're not talking about, worshiping God. That's something different. But this idea that you look at his cock as something beautiful, as something magical, as something that brings you great joy and pleasure. And because of that, you want to worship it in the ways that we can physically, massaging it, touching it, giving him oral sex. Like, look at that beautiful lingam, as they say, in Taoist and Tantric, practices. Look at it as this amazing thing. You'll hear it referred to as the jade stock and the lingam and the golden rod and like all these other things. See it from that perspective. And if you're not looking at your partner's genitals like that, ask yourself why. This is somebody that you should be attracted to, right? And so you should be looking at their genitals that way. And he should be looking at yours that way as well. So this is something that men absolutely love. If you can see it from that point of view and you can, find ways that work for you and him to worship his cock from time to time. I'm not saying you have to do it all the time, but every once in a while, like, give his cock some love, like worship it a little bit. He will absolutely love that. All right, number 7, men want positive feedback. Now, don't lie to us, don't tell us stuff that isn't true, but I'm sure you can find something that he's doing well, something that really works for you and that you really like. And the positive feedback is really helpful. We don't really want to guess, and we'll get to that in number 8. So we like when you can give us some feedback, like, I love it when you do this. This is great. Oh, you're so good at that. It's really, really helpful for us. It lets us know that we're doing the right thing and that, you are enjoying it. And, I have been with women in the past who I'm sure were feeling or thinking those things, but never voiced them, right? And I know, ladies, like, think about it from your perspective. I'm sure your man looks at you, multiple times a day and thinks she's beautiful, or her boobs look great, or her butt looks great, or, he appreciates you in some other way, but he doesn't voice it. This is a big challenge for men, right? And think about when he does take the time to voice it to you, how much better you feel. And it's the same way. I'm not saying the only way to appreciate a man is through feedback from sex. He will absolutely love to hear all the other things he does around the house that you appreciate too. But when it comes to the bedroom, right, he wants to hear that, he's doing a good job, that you're appreciating him. He wants to hear some of that positive feedback. All right, number 8. Men want you to tell us what you want and what you like. One of the things I say all the time is that, we want the playbook. If we could get the playbook, right, for the other team, we would take it in a heartbeat. Now, I said the other team. Remember, you are not on 2 separate teams when you are having sex or when you're in a committed relationship. You're on the same team. I just want to make that clear because I'm sort of mixing analogies here. But the point here is that we want you to tell us what works for you. Show us how you like to be touched. Just make sure that you do it in a way that comes across as being like, softer, more feminine, rather than saying, no, don't touch me like that. You need to do it like this. That would be a bad way. A good way would be, okay, I like when you touch me, and here's what would work even better. Here's what gets me really turned on. Here's what puts me over the top, right? So give him some guidance. Tell him, sometimes women, there's this stereotype of men like, well, never ask for directions, right? And so women think that it's kind of the same in the bedroom. He's never going to ask for directions. He doesn't want directions. It's insulting if you try to tell him. That is simply not true. We want to know what works for you. Tell us what your favorite positions are. Tell us how you like to be touched. Tell us exactly what you want, and we will do our best to give it to you. And lastly, number 9, men want spontaneity. When it comes to sex, we love spontaneity. We want to have quickies here and there. Of course, we want to have longies too, right? We want to, just spontaneously screw on the living room floor. Obviously, if you have kids, maybe not, but you get the point. We want to have, sex in the hotel room on vacation or whatever. We want spontaneity. We like it. It's a big turn on for us. And sometimes women are really hesitant to do those things. And I say, just have some fun with it. Indulge a little bit. Doesn't have to be all the time, but try something new you haven't tried. Try a new place, try a new position, try a new toy. Just keep it interesting. Keep it fun. Keep it lighthearted. Spontaneity is definitely something that men want in the bedroom. So there you go. Those are 9 things that men are looking for in the bedroom. I hope that you found it interesting. I hope that maybe it inspired you if you're not necessarily doing all of those things. Think about some ways in which you could. And oh, by the way, I have a brand new quiz on my website. The link is in the description, and it is how confident are you in the bedroom? So that kind of helps with this because some of these things require you to have some confidence when you show up in the bedroom. So go to kevinanthonycoaching.com. It is right there on the homepage. Just click the button. It'll take you to the quiz. It's a lot of fun, and it'll give you some pointers on maybe some areas that you need to work on. And lastly, if you're looking for anything else, of course, my website, kevinanthonycoaching.com/link in bio. That is where you can find all of the stuff that I'm up to. My coaching programs, great products that I sell and recommend, blog articles, more YouTube videos, all my podcasts. It's all right there. kevinanthonycoaching.com/link in bio.